And hello, everybody. Welcome to live. I just wanted to, great. Okay, so we're connected. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Live inside of this actual community. I've been inside a lot of holistic business success, and I just wanted to come on here today and share with my good friend, Lauren Chiren, because I think you guys need to know Lauren. So, with you all being online holistic coaches, by the way, Lauren and I met in when we were getting our first certification as holistic coaches as well back in 2017, 16, 17, something like that. And we have been best buddies since then. We have both built amazing multiple six-figure businesses. We are not rookies. We have been in the online space for years. We have been wellness entrepreneurs for decades. Lauren and I both shared massage therapy. She's been done personal training. She has got multiple awards. I mean, like, you guys are so lucky to be able to meet my friend Lauren. I'm so excited. And I'm also a guest expert inside of her Become a Menopause Coach program. So I really wanted Lauren to come on here and speak a little bit about the value and the benefit of actually adding either menopause coaching to your services, if that's something that resonates with you, or even for those of you that are wanting to be a menopause champion, or take it into corporate. Like, there's so much opportunity here. And honestly, if we take a look at all of the women who are struggling with menopause right now, oh my gosh, Lauren, like, I know I went through menopause. I struggled with it. You struggled with it. So I'm just going to kind of let you share a little bit about your story, and then a little bit about, women of a certain stage and the different ways that people can start helping women who are really struggling through this season of life.
Yeah, I think that, it's an inevitability, right? It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. We live long enough, we're going to go through menopause. And you know what? It's a gift. It's an absolute gift. If we get to the point where we're old enough to go through menopause, whether it's naturally, whether it's surgically, whether it's medically, it's a gift. And the challenge is that many of the people coming up to and going through menopause right now were not educated in menopause.
Yep.
They don't know what it's all about. They think it's just periods stopping, hot flushes, and the occasional mood swing. And what they don't realize is it's a complete makeover of who they are as an individual. It's an identity shift. It's a complete transition into the next stage of their life. And unfortunately, the UK, the US doesn't have the best positioning when it comes to women who are mature, who are wise, who are stepping into their most powerful years. And having studied menopause right across the world, I can see where that becomes a deficit. And I'm really grateful for my own journey, which was, as you said, as a PT, a sports therapist, nutritional advisor, did that on the back of a corporate career, then went back into corporate. I was working as a senior exec in financial services. And when I was 37, I had my son. And for a variety of reasons, my partner left when I was 6 months pregnant. I was offered termination, and I was told the baby wasn't going to make it. So I carried on with the pregnancy, kind of willing this bump to turn into a baby. And the hospital was saying, if it gets to term, it's probably not going to make it. Be prepared. And I didn't get to term. He decided he was pulling out early, and even that was problematic. But anyway, fast forward to I have this little baby, and he's in NICU, he's in neonatal intensive care. And every day I was told, cherish today because tomorrow might not come.
Wow.
So my relationship with my son at that point was like, let's just enjoy every moment, because you might not be here tomorrow. Anyway, very long story short, it really changed my perspective in life. I gave up the business that I had as a personal trainer, sports therapist, nutritional advisor. I went back into corporate because I used to travel overseas with my clients. I would travel all over the world when they were releasing an album or a film or whatever. And you can't do that with a newborn, especially not one that's in NICU.
Yeah.
So I went back into corporate. I became quite senior quite quickly in financial services. But I also started doubting my own ability. I questioned my sanity. I questioned my ability to make decisions my throat would be so tight with anxiety. In meetings, I've had to sip hot water to relax my throat muscles enough to be able to squeak out the smallest of words in meetings.
Wow.
And I decided to leave my job because I didn't want to be seen as weak
Mm-hmm.
or vulnerable. And then my doctor told me in my early 40s I'd been through a premature menopause when I had my son. So I had my son at 37. I became postmenopausal straight away.
Wow.
And I didn't know because I fed him for a year, so my
Mm-hmm.
period stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was on contraception that didn't give me a bleed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only the symptoms that helped me understand that something was really badly wrong. But I
Mm-hmm.
was so relieved, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw me on stage, right? I was
Yeah.
like happiest menopausal woman in the planet
Yeah.
because I no longer think that I've lost the plot.
That's so true. Oh my God. The same thing happened to me. I was like, what is going on? Oh my God. And the doctors don't know. They're like, oh, your hormones are normal. You're just in menopause. And I'm like, okay, something is still not right. Like there has to be something else going on.
Yeah, yeah. And we're just not trained, we're not taught, and our
Mm-hmm.
doctors still don't routinely know. I
Yeah.
was so lucky that I had a really good doctor. He was amazing. Like he was just amazing. And anyway, it set me on a trajectory to go and learn and deep dive into learning from all the doctors around the world and all continents because culturally we experience menopause differently. We experience it at different times, we have different symptom profiles. There's so many different factors, and many of them we still don't know. Even with research that we do have now, there are more treatments coming on the market. There may be potentially ways to avoid going through menopause. That's a whole other conversation. And it made me realize that if I had that knowledge before I hit menopause and I had someone to support me, I probably would have left my job. And what's really interesting is that I had an executive coach. He was paid £1,250 an hour 12 years ago.
Wow.
To coach me.
Wow.
We would go off site, we would spend time together, we'd have these amazing conversations. I'd walk away feeling really good, I'd implement the actions we talked about, and it was like Groundhog Day. The next time I saw her, we were discussing the same problems, we were coming up with new actions, and I knew when I wanted to coach women to go through menopause that this was not going to work as a generic coach, a generic health coach, a generic executive coach. You needed to understand menopause to be able to ask the right questions, to be able to position yourself appropriately, and to make sure you're working with the right people. And that's where the menopause coach diploma came from. So, you know, I'm so excited that you're part of that because there's two aspects to it, right? There's one which is becoming a menopause coach, and there's two that's running a business as a menopause coach, and they're very different, right?
Right.
Training to be a coach is one thing, a menopause coach is another, but running a business is an entirely separate skill set. And that's obviously where you come in my program because, you know, they're two completely different aspects. And we focus on the menopause coaching, and we invite people to learn from you, to learn the incredible skill sets that you need to enhance and develop to become an amazing business owner. So what I do every now and then, or usually every 2 months, is run a free 3-day training, which depending when you're listening to this, and have one at the time of recording, which is looking at what is the menopause coach? How does it differ from day-to-day coaching, health coaching, executive coaching, and how can you use it? How do you take that into corporates? How do you work with your local community? What does it mean to be a menopause coach? And Laura, welcome to my speaker. And you know, what does that mean to you? And how does that enhance your business? How does that help you develop your offer as well? So yeah, well, you know, Chris, you know me, right? So I'm just really passionate about making sure that we don't have a cat that comes along and wags her tail. So cats don't wag tails, do they? They flick tails. Sorry. I shut the door. Sorry, Molly.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry, Chris.
We're good with kitties. Kitties are great.
And I think it's just even if you don't want to be a menopause coach, I think that it's so important to understand if you're working with women aged mid-30s, late 30s till mid-60s, you need to understand the menopause transition. Because it's going to have an impact on how your clients are relating to you, how they're going to respond to you, how they're going to benefit from the work that you're doing with them. So you don't have to become a menopause coach, but having menopause in your kit bag is an incredibly powerful way to differentiate yourself
Oh my
from
gosh. Thank you for saying
competitors.
that. That is exactly what I wanted to kind of double click on today. Because, one of the things that I hear, and I know that you struggled with this in the very beginning too, was okay, like, what's my niche? Who am I serving? How do I? This is so beautiful because it's like you already know who you're going to serve, right? We know that you're serving women in menopause, or that you are serving corporate, to, help their clients go through it. And when we take a look at the age group of women in menopause, and it keeps getting earlier and earlier. I know, I mean, I was 45 when I went through menopause. And I honestly, I did think that I was losing my mind too. I had the worst anxiety attacks, and I thought it was a mental health issue. And it wasn't a mental health issue, it was a hormone issue. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? And, if we take a look at this age group, this is such a perfect age group to serve for multiple reasons. One is that we have already gone through our childbearing years, and now we've got all of this great creative energy to also
Mm,
now devote to ourselves and to take a look at what do we want next in our
mm,
life, right? So this creation energy that we had when we were able to, have our children and grow, children in our womb is now being able to, put into this beautiful next level of creativity. And
mm.
if we take all the women that are this age, I mean, I can't remember the statistic. I'm going to have to look it up and
1.2
share it with
billion.
you. But it's like if we were to get all of them together and make their own country, they would be the wealthiest country in the world. So this age group also has their own income, or they have the income available to invest in themselves. And it's something that they really, really want. Like they're like, I've got to get this handled. Like you can't just sit in bed and like not get it handled, right? I remember, and Lauren, you were there right there with me when it kind of hit me. We were at a retreat together, and it like came out of the blue, and I was in bed for like 2 days, and I was like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? And, when I got home, I couldn't take my kid to soccer practice. And, that this is something that has to be like, this is not like a nice to have. This is I don't know what the hell is going on, but I will pay for whatever support it is that I need to get this handled because this is making me wonky. It is making me crazy. And, I had no idea that anxiety was one of the side effects. And I
Mm,
think there's something like over 200 symptoms that
mm.
come with menopause that you teach to your coaches so that they can actually help guide their clients in such a beautiful way. This is such a beautiful gift, and I don't know any place out there. I mean, you're the first coach that I knew that actually created a program like this, that actually certified coaches
Yeah.
to be, specifically have this certification that they can add into their skill set to
Yeah.
support women going through menopause.
Yeah, and I think, it's not just me, right?
Mm-mm.
So my background is anatomy and physiology. I'm a psychologist. I am personal trainer, sports therapist,
Mm-hmm.
nutritional advisor. I work with Dustin Hoffman, Anastasia. I've worked with people all over the
Oh
world.
my God, you got to meet Kevin Costner. I saw that today.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I met
like,
Kevin Costner as
what?
well.
Oh my God.
And if anyone likes Suits, I met Rick E. Hoffman, who's lit. And anyway, but that's not, it's fun, but it's,
Mhm.
I'm going to speak at Sydney Opera House in a couple of months' time. Then I'm back in LA and speaking again. Then yeah, that's like a side effect of what I do. But I
Yeah.
think the thing that is really important for me is the fact that um, the UK just passed new legislation this month, July 2025, at the time of recording. I know you might be watching this at a different time, which has upgraded the level of training that schools have to deliver for their pupils on menopause, right? Also, 15 states in the US have got legislation being passed currently on menopause support, right? There's more than 24 bills going through right now as
Wow.
we
Thank
record this.
goodness.
By the
Thank
time you
goodness.
watch this, there will be more. So there's a shift.
Mhm.
So it's not just something we think is nice to have, that we know needs to be done, that's the right thing to do. There is legislation behind this now, and this is
Mhm.
happening all over the world.
Mhm.
There are countries all over the world that already have menstruation policy, like South Korea, Spain, Japan. There are
Mhm.
countries all around the world, parts of Australia. So this isn't just a UK US thing, right?
Yeah.
This is something that is right the way around the world, that governments, right from the top, organizations right from the top, are realizing if they want to have equity and parity for their leaders, they have to be talking menopause. They have to be looking at their culture. And if companies are doing it large, and I work with like FTSE and Fortune 350 companies. So if the companies right at the top of the chain are doing it, then every other organization's got, sorry about my kitty cat.
Oh, she's fine.
She's had all her food for the day. She's not starving.
She just wants some love. She's like, love me, Mom.
I was away last night, and I think she's just letting me know that I'm not allowed to go away. Anyway, I think, when you see companies and governments doing this work, then you know that it's time for us to step up. And again, as I said, it doesn't matter whether it's your I mean, my niche is senior leaders, female leaders, obviously, in financial services. Doesn't get tighter than that.
Yeah.
And that served me for 11 years.
Yeah.
So the world's your oyster when it comes to menopause. The world's your oyster with, any form of coaching. It's just about your passion, your desire, what you want to do, setting your goals, your targets, and going after them.
Absolutely. And what I love about your program is that you also give people like a protocol. So many of my clients that got certified, someplace else, even if it's in nutrition, they're like, I have my certification, but I don't have a protocol. Like I don't have a way to actually lead somebody, through multiple sessions. And you give them a done for you 7-week program that they can start using right away, which is going to help them not only bring on clients, but also know what to do. Like, all right, what do we do in week 1? What do we do in week 2? How do I actually guide them so that you're not trying to piece things together on your own to try to say, okay, well, I've got my certification in health coaching, but how am I going to weave this in? You've done that for them, which is such a gift.
They have the scripts, they have the client handouts, they have the whole thing. And we also don't restrict them. I know some companies will say, well, we're giving you our protocol, but you have to deliver it like this. You have to charge much, and you can deliver it in that area. You can deliver this worldwide. You can take the coaching program and deliver it as a 7-week coaching program, a 12-week coaching program, a 4-week coaching program. You can deliver it as workshops, talks, seminars. There are so many different ways that you can use this. And I think that is so important because we get people from every walk of life. It's important that what I'm delivering helps me hit my goal, which is to train 20,000 menopause coaches, so that no one else goes through what I went through or what you went through. Anyway,
I mean, I think that there's, and, so many of us that are also in the coaching industry, we're passionate about it because we've struggled with it too, right? The lack of energy, the brain fog, the excess weight gain that's got a mind of its own that just wants to kind of hang out. Those are just the hot flashes. Oh my gosh, when I was, dating my husband Casey, during the summer, I would have to keep ducking into like air condition because I was just like, it was crazy. And we just don't have enough information out there to really navigate these things in a professional way. And so I want you to share a little about the certification because it's a legit certification. This isn't just like, oh, you have a certificate of completion. You do have that with I think Menopause Champion. So I'm gonna let you kind of share about the 3 different levels that you've got inside of this too.
Yeah, so the Menopause Champion is a 3-hour workshop. It's, Monica.
I'm still here. I still see you.
My cat decided to line up. This is not how I deliver my work, by the way.
Oh, you're fine.
The champion is really for my corporate clients. It's for the people who are within corporate who want to learn, a bit like a mental health first aid trainer. They want to learn enough to be able to listen to somebody, professionally listen, and then signpost somebody. So then we have the mentor, which is a self-paced online program. I'm not a fan of self-paced online programs, but I developed it because not everybody can attend the coach program. It's a stepping stone. However, the reason, much as I love it, and I know it's full of really good content, the fact is that there isn't any supervision. There isn't any live observation of your training and developing of skills. You're not getting to meet the experts. The coach program is really the creme de la creme because I have in module 1 where we're learning about menstruation, we're learning from the University of College London, an associate professor who's talking about menstruation, living by your cycle. Wow. Let's face it, if you're still menstruating, your energy changes throughout the month. How you show up for your clients changes throughout the. Are you aware of that? Are you conscious of it? So that's where we kick off. Then we go all the way through menstruation, through menopause, through postmenopause. We have members of the faculty who are British Menopause Society qualified, who sit on the board of the Menopause Society and the Trust. We have Macmillan Cancer nurses who are also grads of the programme, who've come back and are now delivering on the oncology in menopause. We look at surgical menopause through medication. And then I bring it all together and look at everything that they've learned and how does that affect all your different body systems as well. The next module is all about listening skills and coaching skills. So even if you're a coach already, this takes you to the next level. This is about very deep, active listening. And also we use the GROW model. We put a name on it. We call it the GROW model. We're learning that because you're going to learn a model of coaching that you can use anytime, any place, anywhere. But it's going to underpin what you're next going to go into, which is the menopause plan in module 3. This is when you come back to me. I take you through 7 weeks of the menopause plan. I coach you as my menopausal client. Now we have men on the program too. You know, I still coach them and take them through it because I want them to experience what it's like to go through the program.
Yeah.
They then take each other. So you take a member of your cohort through it. Then you take 2 practice clients through it. So you get confident and competent and you learn the scripts. You're familiar with the handouts. And it becomes something that you start to think about stamping your own personality, your own tone of voice over. Next, we go into mind and body. This is where we have Jen Grosso come in, who's a former New York attorney, and she talks about confidence. She works with corporate America, and she does an amazing session to get you out of your imposter syndrome. Have it at some point. To teach you how to overcome that, how to boost your confidence, and gives you techniques on how to support your clients with their imposter syndrome and their confidence. We have Laura Dixon, who's a clinical emotional freedom technique specialist, also a personal trainer, also financial services background. She's an amazing tapping emotional freedom session.
Which is an amazing skill to be able to teach to your clients too, by the way. So I mean, like, holy cow.
Super powerful.
Yeah.
And then we talk about yoga nidra, mindfulness, meditation, all sorts of other modalities, mind, body.
Yeah.
So there are additional skills that you have in your kit bag. You've probably already got some of them, but it just takes you to the next level. It just enhances what you've already got. Then we have this incredible human being called Chris Williams who comes along. Chris, what do you do in your session?
I get to teach you how to build and grow your business. Well, in my jam, we dive into the business basics and really get into, you know, what are the specific needle movers to focus on when you are either just starting or, you know, you have a lot of people that are either coming from corporate that are moving into the coaching world, or, you know, they're doing a side hustle, building their coaching business. So yeah, I get to come and teach you the things to focus on when you're starting to build and grow and get your coaching business launched.
And I love the fact that so many of my clients join your group and learn so much from you and join your programs, and then they develop incredible businesses on the back of doing that as well.
Yeah.
I get that feedback from them. So they've gone from me to you and then developing and growing, and it's just magic. And then we wrap up with me. You're back to me at the final module. And so module 7 is where I start getting real. It's kind of like, businesses don't grow on trees. Right? Money does not come out of the ground. So what you take
and if it does, tell me where, because
high five. So we take everything you've learned, everything Chris has shown you, and then I get into the down and dirty. It's like, what are your daily repeatable actions that you need to do? What are you putting in your diary? When are you ready to go and grow this? Are you in-house in an organization? Are you enhancing your own business? Are you developing a new business? Are you a career switcher? We get all sorts of people in the program. We've developed this now in 36 countries. So
amazing.
We have massive representation and it looks different around the world. So what are your daily repeatable actions? We get your first 90-day plan together, because I don't want this to be like other coaching programs where you learn to be a coach. Then you've got no clue what to do.
Yeah.
I want you to be going away knowing exactly what you're going to do on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we get together every quarter for the next year. Like we have 4 90-minute sessions in your first graduate year. You have full access to all your materials. We have an A to Z library of everything: ADHD and menopause, Alzheimer's and menopause, bones and menopause, all the way through to smoking and menopause.
Amazing.
So whatever your specialist area is, we have information. The US is passing more legislation, it's in the library. The UK is adding it into schools, it's in the library. We add that stuff in. So whatever your area of interest is, so you can start to see how there are so many different areas of interest. so many different places you can do this work. 1.2 billion women need your support.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. 1.2 billion. Had no idea that it was that high. Holy cow. And we don't have nearly enough menopause coaches to support that. Not nearly enough. Holy cow. That's amazing. It's such a great program, Lauren. Like it really is like so incredible. And you know, the coaches that go through it are so um they've got the tools that they need. Like, and they come to me. When they come to me, they are confident. You know, they need a little bit more to kind of like, all right, now let's shift, and how do we actually get this going? How do we actually attract an audience? How do we actually grow a community? How do we actually start getting paid for it? But they are so on fire, and they are some of the most exciting clients that I get to work with, because they do feel like they've got what it is that they need to make a difference in the world. And I know that there's a lot of coaching programs out there that don't offer that. So it's been such a gift to be partners with you on this program.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we're going to share the link below. If you're watching this on the podcast or in the recording or on the YouTube channel, please go ahead and click the description. We're going to share Lauren's website. We're also going to share with you the masterclass that she's running, the 3-day masterclass. And that way you can hop in, you can learn more about it, you can hear more from Lauren. If you have any questions, please hit me up. Absolutely. Message me. I am happy to share. And you know, even put you in touch with graduates who have gone through the program, because we know them. And so definitely do that. Like, this is, and if you know anybody, you know, if you're a coach that knows or has family members or friends that need support going through menopause, like, share the link with them too, because this really is a passion project to help women get the support that they need. 1.2 billion. And if it resonates for you and you have been thinking about, what could I do to grow my health coaching practice? I really want to encourage you and see that this is another modality that you can add to your practice that is only going to exponentially help you bring on more clients, because it's very clear, it's very niched. Like, you're not going to be struggling in order to try to say, I don't know who I support. Like, we know who we support. And of course you can get, you know, even more specific if you want to work with ADH women who are going through menopause, or corporate women, or you know, maybe women that are struggling with anxiety, right? You know, one of your clients and my clients, you know, is actually a psychotherapist who has her own practice, and she, you know, what's the word? That psychology. So she takes them, you know, in and helps them with that component of it. But she also added a separate coaching piece to it, so she can work specifically with women to coach them through menopause, and also help them deal with their anxiety symptoms too. So there's just so many amazing things that you can do with this certification. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Lauren. So yeah, so Lauren popped the link in the chat, and we will also, I'm going to circle back around into the Facebook group, and I will make sure to pop it there too. Again, click the link, reach out to Lauren. She's friendly. I know she's a superstar, but I promise she's down to earth. She's an amazing woman. And if you have any questions, for sure, reach out. Lauren, is there anything else that you feel that you want to say or mention about women of a certain stage or menopause?
Just look, if there's anything menopause related I can help with, ask, because before we chatted, Chris, I was talking to someone who's thinking about coming on the September cohort, and whether it's March or September, I always say to people, it's got to be a right fit.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right thing for you.
Yep.
And I'm not here to fix everyone's problems, but I am here to help you find your right way forward. So even if you don't come and work with me, a conversation is worthwhile, because I know the market really well.
Yeah.
I'm at the beginning of it. I've seen it develop. I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly, and I can help point in the right direction if I'm not the right person for you. But yeah, if there's something menopause related, let me know.
Amazing. Lauren, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you and your gifts and your passion to support women. I really wish that there had been a program like this when I was going through it. I was lucky enough to have you by my side saying, "Are you okay?" But it was amazing. So thank you so much for being here. All right, everybody, click on the link. If you are watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're watching this on Apple iTunes, please go ahead and leave us a review, and share it. Share it with anybody who needs to hear this. All right, my friends, have a great day. Bye. Awesome. We are all set.